Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? Musi, thank you so much for moving mountains. Yesterday, or 2 days ago, they said I had no pages left in my passport because I travel so much. And they said, we can't let you get on this plane. I said, you don't understand. I have something to do in South Africa. So I'm not asking you if, I'm asking you to figure out how. And when I called Musi from the line, I said, Musi, I'm going to stand in this line, and they're going to move mountains to get me a passport. The woman said, we never give a passport, a brand new passport, in one day. It's impossible. I said, well, my God is a God of making the impossible possible. So I'm going to stay in this line right here, and I'm going to get a passport today. So when we got on the plane, I texted my brother, Reverend Michael Beckwith. I said, someone came for a breakthrough and a moving, and I need to get there to give it to them. So I took a picture of me on the plane. I'm like, I'm on my way. So coming from the U.S., I came from California, and then I went to New York, and then I had to stay on 24 hours in New York. So my 21-hour trip turned into 42 hours to get here. And I'll be here for 72 hours, and then I fly back because I have a training in California that takes place this weekend. But this is going to be a real good 72 hours. I'm all right with that. So I want to thank my brother, my sister. I want to thank my brother for inviting me. Musi, thank you for inviting me. This is home for me. 10 years ago, I came to South Africa every year for 5 years straight, doing a lot of work in Joburg and Soweto and Port Elizabeth and Cape Town, and just being about the conversation of the law of attraction and consciousness and mind. And I've been wanting to come back. And I've been waiting for the right partner to come back with. And so it's good to be home. Thank you so much for welcoming me. It's good to be home. As I was listening, I walked in when my brother, Reverend Michael Beckwith, was speaking. I thought, God, you're so good. You walk into this, and then seeing I would say a play, spoken word, and the awareness of who we are and who we're becoming, I'm really brought back to the point when there was a time when I didn't exactly know who I could be. And today is a day of celebrating, the woman's energy, the woman's power. But I realized, just like those brothers was on stage, there was so much of the time I just knew I was a female. I hadn't embraced my woman. And so to the brothers in the room, I love you. I honor you. I celebrate you. I'm going to go in and out of a broad conversation. And then there's some conversations I'm just going to have with my sisters. And I'm just going to allow you guys to share the space with us while we grow up together. Is that okay, you guys? There was so long when I knew that I could become that woman over there, but I didn't know how to get to her. Anybody else been there? I didn't know how to think like her, to love like her, to forgive like her. I didn't know how to get to her. I just knew she was over there and I was over here, and I wanted to be her. Anybody know what I'm talking about? And so many times you'll see a woman and we size her up. We look at her and we make all of our judgments of her. She's amazing. She has it all in order. Her life doesn't have any problems. If I had it like her, I was always looking at her. But I was never looking in the mirror when I looked at her. And so I look at my life today, and it's a journey. I look at my life today, and I'm blown away. I have the pleasure of sitting across from Oprah and across from Larry King, and the pleasure of being in the company of amazing people and being in books like The Secret and having 7 bestsellers that I've worked on and running now a multi-million-dollar company. I look at all of those things, and I go, how did I become her? How did I access her with all my imperfections? How did I do that? Because I'm that same woman that in 1994, I was broken. Anybody know about being broke and broken? Being broke was actually easy because I just had to figure out how to make money. Being broken was difficult because I had to get the desire to want to get up. And so I just came to talk to that woman in you that's emerging, the man in you that's emerging. May I do that? May I do that? Okay, so let me set some guidelines up. So when I'm in church and I say something that they like, and I'm often in church, I go to my brother's church often, a spiritual center, often allows me to deliver the message. When I'm in a spiritual center or church and I say something like everyone says, amen. But we're not there. When I'm with my girls and I say something that they like, they say, you go, girl. Right? But guys, I'm not going to do that to you today. But what I like, and some of you have seen me, I'm going to ask you to do this. When I say something that you like, when I say something that feels real to you, when I say something that stirs your soul, I want you to say yes, yes. But I want the second yes to be higher than the first yes. I want that second yes to make you sit up a little bit. I want that second yes to come from your belly. Let's try it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. That's all right. That's almost there. But I stood in the passport line for 8.5 hours last night. I sat in the passport line at 7 p.m. after 90% of the employees, including the security guard, had gone home, singing Beyonce's song, Say My Name, Say My Name. Just say my name so I can go. So I want your second yes to be a yes that comes up and out of you like you didn't even expect. I want it to be that yes to who you know yourself to be. I want that second yes to be something you didn't expect to do in a way you didn't expect to do it when you woke up this morning. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Every time I say something that feels good to your soul, I want to hear you say, try it again. Every time you hear your truth come up and out of me and it resonates with you, I want to hear you say, every time something feels good to your soul, even if it stings a little bit, but you know it's the truth, I still want to hear you say, even if your neighbor is not participating, I still want to hear you say, even without permission from me, just when it feels good, I want to hear you say, and when you leave this place, and this day has come to a close, and you go home, and someone else says something that feels good to you, I want to hear you say, and when you're dreaming, and even without anyone agreeing with your dream, there you go. There you go. Without anyone else agreeing with your dream. Still say. Still say. Still say. When you got to do it by yourself, still say. Still say. I ain't going to keep doing this. Y'all just going to say it now, right? I think you got it. I think you got it. So from this point on, anytime I say something that resonates with you, I want you just to blurt that out. Yes, yes? Yes, yes? I look at my life, and my life is not a result of me playing between the lines and playing safe. I look at the woman that I've become, looking at the woman, the man that you've become, and there was a bunch of moments when we could have stopped. Yesterday or 2 days ago, there were a bunch of moments I could have stopped, just like you. Yes, yes? But you had to get to this seat. You had to be in this room. You had to have this chair. You had to go through whatever you went through to make this chair happen, because today is, in fact, the first day of the rest of your life. Yes, yes? And I believe that today is, in fact, the first day of the very best part of your life. Yes, yes? I look at my life, and I remember when the Rev and I were sitting beside Oprah on the Oprah show, and I remember going, what happened? How did I get here? I remember sitting across from Larry King. I remember doing projects and being on the Steve Harvey show going, what happened? How did I get here? When did this woman, because I've been looking at her for a long time over there. See, because I was that woman that, born with inside this skin. I didn't look like the supermodels. Yes, yes, come on, y'all. Mocha skin, full lips, round hips, and kinky hair. Yes, yes. That I had to learn how to love Lisa. And for a long time, I didn't know how to love Lisa. I didn't know how to celebrate Lisa, so then I couldn't celebrate my sister friend. Yes, yes? I didn't know how to fall madly in love with all of this, in spite of, regardless of what anyone else thought. I didn't know how to do it. Come on, you guys. When you hear your truth, just yell yes, yes when you hear your truth. And so I had to find out how to discover me without anyone else defining me. And this is that season where God is asking you, see you for who I've designed you to be. See you for who I've designed you. Because when I first started speaking, I wanted to be a speaker. I wanted to inspire people. I'd get on stage, and I'd be on stage with Mark Victor Hansen or Jack Canfield or Bob Proctor. And I don't know if you know any of those people, but they're all older white men. And I would try to stand there and blend in like you couldn't tell I wasn't them. Come on, anybody try to blend in? Yes, yes? And I can do a lot of things, but I can't do an older white man. But I was trying to blend in. And I realized I was doing a really poor job of being anybody else. And then I realized I can't do a Yanlin, I can't do Oprah, and I can't do an old white man, but if you're ever interested, I do a darn good Lisa Nichols. Yes, yes? And you do a darn good you. Yes, yes? And nobody can do you better than you. Yes, yes? You are a unique, unrepeatable miracle. The mold was broken when you were made because they didn't need nobody else. They had enough when they had you, right? Yes, yes? So I found myself journeying to get to that woman. Journeying to be enough. And I look up in 1994 and my son is born. My beautiful son is born. But there's a challenge when my son is born. I have no money. And I have very little self-esteem. Yes, yes, anybody else there? And my energy was caught up in a man. Any one of them four that was on any one of them I could have been dating. And it wasn't his fault that I was consumed in him. It was that I hadn't learned how to consume Lisa and Lisa yet. It was no wrong by him. I was trying to find myself in the arms of somebody else. Come on, you guys. Come on, somebody. I was trying to find that I was only as beautiful as he told me I was in that moment. Come on, you guys. And I hadn't learned how to be enough irregardless of whether he was there or not. I hadn't learned that lesson yet. I found myself trying to figure out I was broken, and I had to go get on government's assistance. I had to get free cheese, free milk, free pasta from the government. I was ashamed and I was grateful. But the day that I had to wrap my son in a towel because I didn't have money to buy him Pampers, when I went to the ATM and I didn't have enough money to get any money out. I hear you, sis. I wrapped my son in a towel for 2 days. And on the second day, I said, baby, don't worry. Mommy will never be this broke or broken again. Don't you worry, baby. Mommy will never be this broke or broken again. Musi said, when you set an intention, the mountain has to bow down. When you set an intention, the mountain has to bow down. Bow down, mountain. I'm going to go and get that woman that I